Hello.
Hey kids, it's
Well,
4 o'clock, it's Saturday afternoon, it's me, Johnny Fox, here at Snickcast. Hopefully you can hear me, you can see me, and not just me. I am not alone, as none of us are in this universe. But today, more than ever, I am not alone. Yet another threesome. This is becoming a
great.
habit for me. I don't know if I need to see a doctor about this, but I'm, I'm sorry that you're not my first. Well, actually, no, actually, you were my first.
Oh my.
You were the first threesome I had on here.
Your cherry
Ladies
did
and
well.
gentlemen, boys and girls, boys that used to be girls, girls that used to be boys, and those of you as yet undecided. There's no judgment here. The Parker Brothers. The crowd goes wild. I'm
How
gonna
we
do
doing? How we doing?
some like
How we doing?
I've got to invest in some like stock sound effects, like just crazy game show applause and
Crazy
shit like that to play.
soundboard.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. So we're gonna rattle through this because we ain't got too long. We ain't got too long. So we did say the last time we met, if anybody watched that, if you can remember that far ago, we did a Thundercats fan casting
Mm-hmm.
because we do love some 80s tunes
We do.
as we are old men. Oh, we don't look it.
Afraid
We don't
so.
look it. We had sexy fucking old men, but old men nonetheless. Uh, so we thought we'd try again. And this time we'd do it with Defenders of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so let's just get into that and then we'll get into some general chit chat. No particular rules, except we decided probably, probably to the detriment and making it 10 times harder for ourselves to try and do a legitimate casting, like if we're going to make the movie now, not with the ultimate all-time fantasy casting of people who are now
Mm-hmm.
too old or no longer with us or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, other than that, so it's not going to be very relevant. So, and full of actors that maybe we don't even really know all that well. Or whatever, because we're just trying to be cool and down with the kids. Nah, not really.
Yeah.
We know our shit. Shall we start? Shall we kind of address the potential controversial elephant in the room and go straight to the wonderful Ming the Merciless and just
Yeah.
deal with that shit? Get that out of the way because some people this is Defenders of the Earth, not just the Flash Gordon universe, but Defenders of the Earth specifically. But wasn't too long ago controversy around ye olde Flash Gordon movie due
Mm-hmm.
to Ming the Merciless being played by Max von Sydow, a white guy, portraying an alien from the planet Mong. Because apparently we should have got a genuine
Yeah.
person from
Typecasting.
Mong.
Humans playing aliens. It's typecasting.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's all cultural, intergalactic appropriation and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not allowed to do that. So apparently that was a problem. Apparently the problem was addressed, even like from the comic books to the animated TV show. That's where kind of like the green skin and the pointy ears really came
Yeah.
in, even back
Yeah.
then.
We were talking
So
about
like
this earlier.
it's not like a woke Marvel thing. Back in when was it? 1986.
Oh,
They knew
yeah.
uh, that might not be entirely a thing. Let's make sure that he really is fucking alien. Because
Well,
all
that's just it. The original sort of writing and sort of stylization of everything, it was very of a time that we've moved past, isn't it? And the whole portrayal of that kind of character and
yeah,
everything, it's changed since. And they've looked back and gone, no, we can't do it like that. That's not
it,
right. And they've
it's
moved
still the
past it
main
now.
villain.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're still using the main villain here from the Flash Gordon law, which is Flash Gordon, which is from like the 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
essentially, he's a good old American college football star turned intergalactic superhero. So
yeah.
of course the bad guy is communism and
It makes perfect sense.
and China. So of course the bad guy is Ming the Merciless. But even in '86, they were like, that's not quite right. Let's update that a little bit.
Yeah.
But still causes a little bit of a problem for some people. Not so
Hmm.
much for us. Not so much for us. But
Yeah.
just want to put that out there. We are aware of that. I don't know who you guys have cast. Shall we just go? Let's do.
Yeah.
Who have you guys got for Ming the Merciless?
So I've gone for someone who can just play characters that are a bit out there, especially with latest work. And I've gone with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh.
Yeah, I think with some good makeup, good costume, and good set design, I think he'd do good.
Stu?
A similar sort of actor with the ability to act through characters and really chew up the furniture. And I went Johnny Depp.
Oh,
Johnny Depp. Why? Hey, this fantastic. Money is no object. We can get anyone. So I'd go with Alexander Siddig.
Oh.
British actor. Got a kind of exotic look about him at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, played a fairly diverse bunch of roles.
I think it depends. This is something I spoke about with Stuart earlier. Just the type of film that you're wanting to portray and what age the characters are, what stage of their life we're sort of picking up from is going to dictate what kind of actors you're going to have to cast in the film, isn't it? And in my mind, it's not a start of the road kind of film. This is a one and done, defend the earth, end of the world kind of storyline kind of thing, where it's all come together and this is the end of it kind of thing.
Try and fit like 5 or 6 origin stories into one film.
Exactly that, yeah. They can each have their own little flashback origin, sort of, or in case you're unsure of what sort of started it all for them. Quick flashback at one point, but no more than a couple of minutes screen time per character to say, right, here's the backstory, here's some context for you. But a lot of it is, I've gone for more of an older sort of experienced sort of Defenders of the Earth rather than the young, just got together kind of idea.
Go for it. What do you want to do next? I pick that one. I'll let you guys pick. Who's next?
I'd rather go with some of the. We've got Mandrake. Ooh.
Okay.
Master of magic, spells, and illusions.
Yes.
I've gone Christian Bale.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I've got Hugh Jackman.
Oh no.
It's the prestige.
Yeah, it's the prestige reunion.
You thought that was bad.
To be fair, that's partly why I've gone for him, just because he's got that ability to have that showmanship of a bit flamboyant and a bit. I'm out there a little bit, but also it can be very serious and grounding with other roles that he's played, as we've seen. So he's got the range.
Hugh Jackman because he's dull.
Well.
But isn't it? Funnily enough, hang on. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. Is it Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman in The Prestige?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So both with a past.
Both with the experience.
Magical one.
Magic. I've gone for Matt Smith.
You've gone who?
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith. Oh.
Matt Smith. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I can see him. I can see him taking that role.
You know what? You want me to go really crazy? I had a little tinkering with the idea of actually gender swapping Mandrake and casting Kirsten Ritter.
Oh,
well, yeah, I like her.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the you guys probably know better than me. What's the DC character? Female magician.
Zatanna.
Top hat and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Zatanna.
Okay, that's Zatanna. I'm sort of thinking like Mandrake / Zatanna, Kirsten Ritter vibes. Maybe I just want to see her in that outfit. I don't know. Maybe
it's a good outfit. You're selling it quite well.
Dirty old.
But but Matt Smith. I just thought again English. So I mean, eccentric and give him a whirl. He's had a bit of a bad run, I think. I think he's better than some of the tough work he's been doing. We've all got to pay the bills or whatever. I'd like to give him a
something me and Stuart have mentioned as well, Johnny. Right, when we did the Thundercats Fancast previously, we didn't lock actors in for the casting. We just spoke about these are up for the audition, but who's got the role. So I think we do need to lock in who we're casting.
Maybe we do.
As these guys.
Maybe we do.
Who we're casting as Ming, and then we need to lock in as Mandrake before we move on.
Okay,
so,
let's do that then.
Who are we going for Ming? Who do we reckon's got it?
It's Johnny Depp. I can't even say his name.
Joaquin Phoenix, Johnny Depp, and
Alexander Siddig.
Yeah.
Now you see, this is the best way to do this. We need another person to be impartial. Like it either needs to be like you guys, and then I pick. Like me inviting you guys on, and then you guys can fight. Try and impress me with why it should be your guy. Maybe so. You're right. I think we should lock it in. Maybe that's the thing we should do. Next time. Maybe next time.
And people in the comments can drop in as well.
Yeah. We'll have a vote in the comments next time.
Next time I get a bit of that let them fight action. It can be brother versus brother, and I'll pick. I'll be the ref.
That's a good call, actually. I like that.
All right,
like
let's do next then. His strength is a legend.
His skills conquer all.
Okay.
Let's go Lothar.
How good is power? We never shall fall. Yes, Lothar.
Who have you got, Johnny?
It might be pretty obvious, but I'm just going with Mike Coulter.
Oh, okay.
I've seen him now since Luke Cage. Attention. I've seen him. I mean, pretty much just typecast as the big guy beating the shit out of people, not doing a great deal else. But I don't really want Lothar to do a great deal else, and I think he's pretty good at it. So I loved him with. I loved him in Plane recently with Jared Butler.
All right.
Actually,
yeah, I've not seen that.
Apparently, they're doing a sequel to that, which is all Mike Coulter's character.
Oh,
and then I think they're doing a third one where they come back together because they kind of go the separate ways at the end of that film.
Yeah.
So we're getting a Mike Coulter film, and then I think we're getting a third film where they're back together.
Oh,
that's the plan. Assuming enough money is made, that's the plan. So I'm looking forward to that. I thought Plane was a riot, good old school action film for the sake of making an action film, and I love that shit. So Mike Coulter for me, and Lothar.
See, again, this highlights sort of the kind of film. I've gone Michael Jai White just because I wanted the sheer intimidation factor of someone's going to smash your face in kind of thing. And again, that older sort of range of actors that I've gone for, I thought Michael Jai White because he's great.
He is. Yeah, can't argue with that.
And I want to pick either of your twos now after hearing these. I just went Winston Duke.
Oh,
you know?
Okay, yeah.
I like Winston.
Yeah.
He's got the physique. He's got the frame.
Yes.
It'd look the part. Like you'd stick him in that costume and he would look the part.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to pick.
Actually.
Yeah. I'm glad we're gonna leave that as it. So let's do. Okay, let's just get Flash out the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go on then. Who have you got?
Again, I guess I didn't try too hard, and I'm just throwing Anthony Starr at it. Homelander, Banshee.
Okay.
Yeah, all-American football, honk, blonde-haired, blue-eyed superhero. Yeah, he's done it before, but fuck it, he's good at it.
That's someone that wasn't even on my radar because he's not something that I've seen much of his work of, so it wasn't someone. I've gone for, and I hate pronouncing his name, Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, Manganiello.
Just because, again, he's an actor that I like, and I like the arc that he's been on as an actor from when I first saw him in first Spider-Man, and I just thought, well, you kind of played a jock character back then, do it again. So
Yeah.
And we get to have a decent game of D&D with him.
yeah, exactly. Play D&D afterwards.
I went Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's already blonde top, broad shoulders,
Yeah.
scribbling his
Works,
outfit.
doesn't it?
Yeah, he's already been
It
saviour of the
sounds, doesn't
galaxy.
it? Yeah.
It'd have to be considerably different to Captain America is
Yeah.
thing like they'd have to write him to not be Captain America just in another suit. But yeah. I think he'd do good. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, that's it's another one I'm glad I'm not really picking between. It's
Son of Flash. Have you got a Son of Flash?
yes, actually I did. I
Forget
didn't
his
give
name,
it
though.
much deeper.
What's his name? To the audience.
I can't remember his actual name.
Richard.
Yeah, Rick.
Rick Gordon, because that's the best nickname Americans can come up with. Is have him called Richard, quote unquote Rick Gordon, as if you're going to get him confused with some other Rick Gordon. It's just his fucking name. Bonus point if anybody can tell me what Flash's actual name is. What Gordon?
Yeah. Well, he's something Flash. Eric Gordon. Eric Flash Gordon.
Eric Flash
Eric.
Gordon.
Yeah, there you go.
Eric Gordon.
Anyway, Rick, not Eric, but Rick. Maybe that's the confusion.
There we go.
Make sure you say it too quickly. You don't know which one they both go. Yes. Eric. Anyway, Richard Gordon, Asher Angel, from Shazam, the kid from Shazam.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've not seen him of late, kind of thing. Since Shazam, to be honest.
Come on, we've only seen him since first Shazam. I went Joseph Quinn because he's on a nice high rise at the moment. I think he'd pull in the team vote.
Snap. Joseph Quinn. Yeah. Okay. But again, I've gone for. I think now he could portray an older character. Now is at that sort of age bracket into where with the right costume and makeup and supporting acts, it can no longer. He can bridge from being a kid character now to a young
late teen.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's Mrs. Flash called?
Dino One.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. She becomes a computer, doesn't she?
Yeah.
They put a brain in a ice chip or something, and she becomes the Teletran one computer ever answer present.
Yeah.
So for her, I went for someone whose voice can be rather
provocative.
Even though it's a computer, and I went with Scarlett Johansson, because you remember when she was a snake. Yeah, I never had feelings for a snake before.
Yeah,
but she made it work. So yeah, I
went Kat Denning.
Okay.
That's good. Kat Denning.
We're reusing a ton of MCU people, aren't we?
Of course.
Yeah, but
they need something now that's dead.
They didn't greenlight our Marvel castings, so yeah.
So I went with Miranda Otto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, she would not have been on. I like that. I like that choice.
I kind of figured, with all due respect, it's essentially like a cameo role. We'll see her as Mrs. Flash for a while. Then maybe, I don't know. Depends, like you said, the kind of film, the exact storyline you're going for. If she makes it to the computer at whatever point in the film that happens, so then it's essentially just a voice role. It's not really the type of voice role in the sense of like if you're trying to cast Optimus Prime, or it doesn't necessarily have to really stand out and be a certain way or anything. And I just thought, just a good, solid actress. I think we're supposed to call everybody actor now, aren't we?
Are we?
Just a good. I think so. Yeah. Just a good, solid actor. Fuck it. Okay. We're old. A good, solid actress. Will just get the fucking job done. And I do like her. And stuff.
Yeah. That's it. Miranda Otto is a great actress. But yeah.
Oh.
So
The Big Daddy.
that leaves
Yeah.
Phantom.
Yes. Heck.
So
Yeah.
who we got? Or where was it? Yeah,
Phantom,
who were you thinking? What sort of actor?
You see, the thing with Phantom is Phantom being like my personal favorite character of the characters. So
Same.
He's everyone's favourite.
try not to be biased, but like you want to cast like the coolest guy, you want kind of a thing. But then the professionalism somewhat creeps in, and you want to cast a guy who could do it well.
Mm.
Or whatever, or realistic, and I don't know, and it really made it a bigger struggle than I thought it'd be, to the point where I can't really, if we had some kind of adjudicator, my like fight for this would be trash because I'm not really sure I want to fight for him all that much. But eventually, I kind of settled on Anson Mount. He was Black Bolt in the Inhumans live action,
No.
short-lived.
No, not seen it.
I don't, yeah, also in Multiverse of Madness, when they reprise that character,
okay, yeah.
He got to try again and stand there and say nothing.
And his head caved
again.
Yeah, I'd have to check out more of his work to sort of see what sort of characters he's got. See, my guy, and you've got to use a bit of imagination. You've got to give him some prep time for the role. But I've gone for Sharlto Copley.
Oh, well, very.
Yeah, I just think he's one of my favourite actors because he's got such chops, for playing just a variety of roles. And I was thinking, right, give him some prep time. So, right, we want you to play Phantom, and I think he'd knock it out of the park, to be honest.
And I went for the absolute unit, Alan Richardson.
Of course he did.
Because he's great in everything he does.
Yeah.
Already seen him in that basic outfit when he was Hawk. It works. Lock that in. That's the one. That's the one.
I do like that.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Just out of curiosity, Defenders of the Earth, by the way, not like the. I mean, on the one hand, obviously there's aliens and there's some flying ships, a few ray guns flying around.
Yeah.
But it's not that like overly science fiction. It's not. It doesn't seem that fantastic.
It's not that far fetched, is it? Really?
It's actually set in 2015. Initially, I don't know if we'd set it further in the future or kind of set it present day. Like the actual tech that you've got to work with from the source material is like borderline all shit that we actually have. At this point now, except with a few exceptions for Octon. And, but even that, it's not
ice robots.
It's not the biggest stretch. By the way, if we were putting a voice to either Octon or like the main kind of robot guard that gets the speaking part, Galrax. Yeah, they're all the same, but there's just that kind of like with Commander Cody and the fucking clones. You just get that one that says something now and again. If we were voicing those, I'd just throw Lance Henriksen a few lines and be like, "Phone it in, dude. It's fine. You're Lance Henriksen."
I can't argue with that.
Slap that bit of distortion on, and you've got a fantastic robotic evil voice.
If he rejects or is not available, we'll go to Hugo Weaving.
No. Get Clancy Brown a call first.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At least for the general robot, Clancy Brown.
We're going to have multiple voices in, aren't we? That is. But that's a good shout with Lance Henriksen.
Yeah, I'm going to double check. We've got, so of course it was 1986. The TV show, specifically the TV show, was out, set in 2015. The Defenders made up of Flash, the Phantom, Lothar, Mandrake, and various offspring. of these people, because I think they just somehow thought, because even at the time, we're talking about something that's like 30 years old and retro now, but at the time it was already a retro thing.
Yeah.
They were your dad's or even your granddad's heroes.
Yeah, we were saying that.
Well, it was the amalgamation of different characters, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was they were all separate before, and they said, right, we'll bring those together and say, right, we'll put these in one piece.
So there's a lot of kids kicking around in it, being mini versions of those heroes that never, I don't believe, really amounted to becoming characters in their own right at any point.
I think there's one episode where the Phantom's daughter has to be the Phantom because they believe he's been killed, and she has to step up.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
But I'm sure they all had their own episode where it's like, that the green freaking thing,
have the moment to shine,
purple Mongolian thing that he's with the little adopted guy. I'm sure they had an adventure or two, Russian terrorists or something, trapped in a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah, but they were just, like I said, just rehashes of the same character, weren't they? Just say, right, they're just the next generation down, and that's
which is understandable. It's understandable that they did it, that they tried. It didn't.
They had big steps to fill.
I mean, by and large, the characters. I mean, they've not. It's a franchise that's not exactly set the world on fire since post, like, you know, post the Queen soundtrack movie, which is either so bad it's good, or just bad, or some people even think it's good. And it's been talked about being remade. Taika Waititi has talked about remaking it in several interviews. I'm not sure I want that.
No, I won't get on board with that.
Yeah, I mean, I like the guy. I like his style. I can see how it makes sense. I can see it's something he'd be attracted to. I can see it's something that he thinks he could do. And of course he could. I'm not sure that's the version that I want to see.
That's just it, though, isn't it? It's whenever you see these films of what particular IP, so whether it's Marvel, DC, or anything, it's just a group of people's interpretation of it. So very rarely have I ever had anything that's quite my Batman, my Superman, my Spider-Man, whatever it is. And I think that would just be so far off the mark. It's like, no, I could not. I wouldn't enjoy it.
You could go on the other end of the spectrum and go Zack Snyder's Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah,
that's the complete opposite end.
Yeah,
and both of them don't work.
Yeah, it's no. Yeah. Oh Jesus!
Just while we're throwing shit at the wall, Zack Snyder's Power Rangers. I've just seen a bit of online chatter recently while I've been doing a bit of research into other things. I know it's not a thing that seems like it's going to happen. It's just a thing.
No.
He has his fans. He does have his fans, and it's a thing that I think his fans are kind of pushing for. Like, hey, what about ruining this next? Or whatever. So, I mean, I'm just hit and miss. I don't dislike it. It's not a thing. It doesn't instantly put me off. It's not like I'm not going to see it because it's Zack Snyder. He's done things that I've liked. He did The Watchmen, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I love The Watchmen.
I really like. So it's just
shopping mall zombie film. That's his, isn't it, as well?
Yeah,
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I like that. 300. That was one of his. I like 300.
Yeah, it's like a huge Romero fan. You don't remake Dawn of the Dead. You don't do it. No. And then they did, and it's Zack Snyder. No.
Yes. All the yes.
It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. So I love that film.
It doesn't. I mean, I will be watching Rebel Moon Part 2.
Same.
I watched Part 1, so I figure I've committed now.
I've committed to it. I watched it. Went, oh, okay, right.
I mean,
I watched the second one. Yeah,
I didn't hate it.
Agreed.
But I guess it's one of those you got to take.
It wasn't the Star Wars killer I was promised, though, was it?
Star Wars killed itself.
So, that kind of leads us nicely into a bit of a sort of pop culture news while we're talking about DC Snyder, or the lack of Snyder now. It's now the Gunverse, or whatever we're going to call it. DC verse. So Superman Legacy that we're all eagerly anticipating, which confused the shit out of me when it was first announced. Like, how can you have a first film called Legacy? You know, Legacy's the end of something, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've dropped that now, and it's just called Superman. So
Right.
he worked that out eventually. I don't know. I don't know if he tunes in. James, if you're watching, hi, James. Love Sliver, by the way. That's the one of yours. That was great. And Super, that was very cool as well.
Great. Really good.
You know, so we've dropped that, and it's now just going to be called Superman, or I guess it'll probably be called like Superman 2025, or whatever, to separate it from another film called Superman that people quite like.
Yeah.
Or we'll have to make sure that the Christopher Reeve one is Superman the movie, not to be confused with Superman a movie.
Yes.
But so it's lost the legacy aspect of the title, and it's also lost its Lois Lane, which was the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Rachel, Jewish name, I forget off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Who seemed initially to me, I have watched a bit of the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and she's pretty cool. But it seemed to me a bit like, okay, because she's already played like a 50s chick, so you want to take that aesthetic into Lois Lane, into real like old school original Superman. She's going to look the part. I'm not saying she can't act the part. I'm sure she could, but I felt like it was, I don't know, like you've kind of already gone for a sort of typecasting, easy fill, something similar, like what I might do on one of these videos when I've waited until the last minute to come up with someone. However, it seems that they've started filming a month or so ago, and then she has left the movie due to creative differences. And I don't know how this happens. I don't know how you get approached, get a script, think everything's fine, start making it, and then go, hang on, I didn't agree to this. This isn't the type of film I thought I was signing up to, and walk out. I don't get how that's a thing. How you could have not known. I mean, I've never made a movie, or been action movies. I don't quite get how she didn't know what she was getting into until she was literally, I mean, we're not wasting film anymore, it'd be digital, but like, until you're on set doing it, and then somehow decides this is a problem.
Yeah, unless there's something more to it than it's not.
It's a weird situation to me. But she's gone, and so we haven't got time to cast anybody else. So Mrs. Gunn's doing it. So James Gunn's wife is now Lois Lane, because well, she was there, and we needed somebody to say the lines, so she'll do.
That's
right.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Which I'm sure
my first question is: they're doing a new Superman movie?
Yeah.
I didn't even know, mate. I've never been a Superman guy.
No.
David
but I find him a big blue bland Boy Scout, you know. No.
Yeah.
Never
the thing that always bugged me about Superman was he always had a power for something. Like it was a Swiss Army hero kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know there's a lot more to him than that. He is a complex character, but that's the portrayal that I always got. It's like, oh, he always could do it. It's like, yeah, he never really struggled that much. It's like, nah, didn't like him. Couldn't get on board with Superman.
That's the thing for me. I think the really interesting, really good Superman storylines,
the ones where he
dies. I mean, they've said that this one is not going to be an origin story, but yet at the same time, we're not going to jump into the Red Sun stuff, or like the silver suit, or like the white and red suit stuff, or the Superman trapped in a fucking egg timer universe thing. We're not going to jump into that though, are we, James? We're going to be in Metropolis, and he's going to fly around, he's going to do stuff, and he's going to like, oh, I've got great power, but with great responsibility. I can't just go around like taking over the world because I am a god. I mean, apparently I mean, I do believe he would like us to think that this Superman is at least going to wrestle a little bit with the idea that I could take over if I wanted to, which is something I want to see. That's the kind of that's the psychology of the character that I want to explore more of. But I'm not sure we're ever really going to get there. I'm not sure how much appetite there really is from the casual ticket buying, just put bums on seats, pretty colours and explosions. You know,
for me, that is what I would want to, like, as someone that is not that into Superman, that is something that I would want to see, because it gives him that element that he needs, rather than always being there at the nick of time to stop the boulder or
just fly backwards.
Oh yeah,
just fly backwards around the world and
just reverse time by flying around the planet.
It just makes everything better, mate.
But giving him that more human aspect of, you've got to wrestle with the morality of, yeah, you're more than capable of doing this, and you really, really could with Ant in comparison kind of thing. Yeah. But the fact that it doesn't, that's something that does need to be explored. But it leads to a darker side of Superman, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you're talking about the fact that, yeah, you could commit genocide and wipe out the planet if you really wanted to. Yeah. But yeah, it's something that could be explored. But like I say, is there a market for that kind of Superman portrayal?
If peace means having a bigger stick than the other guy, Superman's got a massive stick. I said stick, not penis. God, you people. So Superman, I don't think the film's not like in crisis or anything. It's not going anywhere. It's still on schedule. We've just swapped one actress for the director, writer's wife. Very convenient. However, are you up to date with the Fantastic Four casting?
Lastly, yeah.
It's all official now.
It's what Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, and the other two. But
yeah, Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah,
give it a go. Not my choice, but
I'll give it a go. But it wouldn't be my choice.
Plenty of past Marvel movies, when the Marvel movies were in their prime, were not my choice either, and they still ended up
become your choice.
So, whatever, I'll give it a go. Yes, Joseph Quinn, who we briefly mentioned earlier, is Johnny Storm. That'll be pretty fucking interesting, I think. Eddie Munson as Johnny Storm. Not a massive stretch.
No, I can see
talent,
it.
But something I think he can make his own. Potentially make a recurring role if it's something that's interesting.
In 10 years' time, he can be new Captain America.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, possibly. Vanessa Kirby. Of like The Crown and English.
I'd have to look.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go away and look these up now, because I didn't know that it had all been confirmed and everything. So Vanessa Kirby is Sue. Who have we got as Ben?
We have, if I get this right, Ebon Moss Bacharach. I assume did you watch the Punisher, Netflix Punisher?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
I got bored with it, to be honest, and bailed.
He played the version of Micro in that. You know, the guy that supplies him with all his arms and shit.
Yeah.
It was Micro in that. He's currently in The Bear, the restaurant kind of mockumentary comedy sitcom thing that everybody loves, and is winning like all the awards. I don't know if it's going to be mainly the comedic version of the ever loving thing, which I mean, it's always brought, you know.
That's all you want.
Fantastic Four is the most comedic character, but he doesn't have to be. Not all the time. I mean, and most recently, Julie Garner as the Silver Surfer, as Shalabar.
Yeah, we'll talk about this.
We're not gender swapping. No, we're not
gender swapping Nor and Rad. It's Shalabar.
Jumping straight to Shalabar. So this is really outside the box, mixing and matching the source material to make your own cinematic thing, which is fine, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah, we
So
were talking
exactly
about this
how
earlier
that's
on,
gonna
and
play
we
out.
said that we thought it'd work, didn't we?
No.
Obviously,
We don't overly bothered.
yeah, it's one of those where it's not going to deviate that much from anything. I think it's just the character itself saying, right, this is how we're doing it. But it's like the character can still remain faithful. Do you know what I mean? It's
Totally.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
All the advertising, all the posters, all the fonts, everything around it. Well, obviously we've had no footage, no actual trailer yet, but all the other advertising pretty much confirms it will be set like in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like it.
Trying to have that make sense within the MCU and wondering like if it's in the 60s, so where the hell have they been?
It's going to be an
So
alternative reality to the.
one of the other multiverses.
It's going to be alternative timeline, and their universe will be destroyed during the multiverse, and the initial current that is Secret Wars, and they'll be then moved over.
Fantastic. Yep.
Secret Wars
and they
stuff.
can come over and they can hang out with Wolverine and Deadpool and whoever else is going to turn up in that movie.
They're all down in Void.
I mean, if you were to believe all the alleged cameos and characters turning up in that movie, it's going to be like a 7-hour movie, which I don't think is the case. Or just an endless like parade of famous faces in costumes.
It's going to be a crowd show.
Yeah, just shot after shot of, oh, look who that is. Look who that is. Look who that is. Just crowbarring everyone in. Yeah, you get a moment. You get in that scene.
So I think they can't possibly all be true. But I think a fair amount of them might surprise people that they actually are. And hopefully there'll be some that we didn't see coming. Both characters and actors.
I'm hoping more for the ones that, like, they've kind of done a bit of misdirection, said, oh, look at all this over here, and made sure that people have ignored all the real good, the good stuff kind of thing. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess. And
it's not long now, though, is it?
No.
End of July.
Yeah. It's the big summer, the big summer blockbuster, and now they've moved things around to the only MCU movie we're getting this year.
Yes,
which makes a change.
Which I'm thankful for.
Yeah, let's have some quality over quantity.
Yeah, let's have some decent. Well, not just comic book movies or anything, just some decent cinema, and stop cramming garbage down people's throats.
Extended universe.
It's like,
So
they just need to slow it down a little bit, ease off the throttle, and say, right, let's just chug along and put out some quality,
some good films.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and listen to the people of what they want, and just stop saying, "Oh, stop telling people what they want. Listen to what they want, and make quality."
Yeah. And what do the people want? They want a remake of The Crow with Skarsgård and a mullet.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm on board with that movie.
It doesn't need to be a body double of Brandon Lee to be the Crow. Make it modern. Bring it up to the modern music, and put a kid. It's not for you. You've got that one.
Yeah. If you love Brandon Lee as a Crow, which we all do, not detracting anything from that movie.
It's a great movie.
If you want to see Crow with the black masking tape and the skin tight outfit and Nine Inch Nails sound, go watch it.
Loved it. We lived it.
Yeah, it's there. Go and watch it. There's been countless other Crows since then.
Yeah.
The quality is arguable. Yeah, absolutely.
The one with the Edward Furlong and
David Boreanaz.
David Boreanaz, Definite.
So, but looking at the trailer for this new one, it's like, it doesn't look like Brandon Lee, but it looks like the Crow.
Yeah. There's a crow in it.
Yeah, there's a crow in it.
And there's not the Crow. It's the Crow.
Yeah, the Crow is the Crow.
The Crow is
that black bird. It's the Crow.
This is
it's
Eric Draven.
You know, he's brought back by the Crow.
The Crow. Because it's a movie about the Crow.
The Crow.
Skarsgård is playing Eric Draven.
Yes.
Not the Crow. That would be. I mean, he's a phenomenal actor. He probably could play a Crow. You know.
But, he would love to give that a shot. You know, he would.
But in this movie, he's playing Eric Draven, who, in the source material, while it's not essential, they can change the look of characters. Fuck around. They did. They cast a Chinese American actor with, like,
and he don't look anything like he does in the book anyway. Got that big boofy mullet thing
back combs.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
some, but then trippy stuff in that book.
Look at some of the other Crow comic books, and then look back at Skarsgård, there are short-haired crows.
With tattoos on.
Sorry, we've just said they're not the crows, but characters who are the crows.
Revenants, I guess.
Revenants,
yeah.
He looks comic book accurate, just not to the Eric Draven that you know and love and
From that
familiar
one
with.
film, which is that one story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Skarsgård.
And
So he's going to act it out the part.
And have you seen the trailer? It looks like John Wick on acid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks fantastic.
It's going to be
violent as hell.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
going to be dark.
switch your mind off, just watch.
It's going to be fucking.
Yeah.
You want that gothic superhero? You want that violent, gothic, dark superhero that we all want, like Batman, to be, but we know we're never really going to probably get cinematically. Yeah. You probably want to watch this movie when it's ready.
Absolutely.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a long coat at one point and stuff. Yeah. And he's probably got machine guns under him. And
I think we're going to see some awesome, just cinematography of some slow motion, graphic, and what I don't mean graphic violent sense. I mean sort of just the colours and the exposure and all that kind of stuff of these kind of shots that we're going to see. It's going to be beautiful.
With the new John Wick Deadpool.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. It's going to be dark and can't believe we've just seen that.
Yeah.
But that is part of the story. But it's going to be beautiful, I think.
But no squibs though. It's all CG.
Well, you don't want to push your luck, do you? So
not even a single squibs yet.
So while we're on a remake kick that nobody asked for, Blair Witch Project.
I saw something yesterday about that.
That's news to me.
Yeah, remade by Blumhouse.
Okay.
I watched generally most of their stuff, so I'd watch it. But
I think that could work because I didn't mind the first Blair Witch movie. A lot of people panned it and said, "Oh, it's garbage," and some people got motion sickness watching it because of the camera style and everything. But I think to remake it now in a modern setting, there wouldn't be that camera shake because everything's got image stabilization and all that kind of stuff. So
it may not even be found footage. I haven't seen too much detail on it. They may not even go for the found footage style this time. I don't know.
Coming back off that film crew.
Maybe. That'd be interesting.
Good to watch.
Yeah, obviously.
I long for the days of spooky movies because they're all bobber.
We need a horror revival, 100%.
I still watch The Changeling and The Haunting, and there's nothing in there. There's a scene with a bouncing ball, and it's terrifying.
Don't forget the wheelchair.
And the wheelchair.
The wheelchair coming out down the stairs.
Ghostly moaning and some banging, and that film is absolutely terrifying. But you've got to watch it. People sit with me and go, "It's not even scary." It's like, yeah, because you've been on your phone, you're talking away through it.
Yeah.
Sit in the dark and watch.
You've got to get engrossed in the film.
I mean, for me, that was the thing with the original Blair Witch. If you sat through it and if you paid attention and if you retain the details that are being drip fed to you throughout, it's literally like the last sort of 30 seconds, that literal ending scene in the night vision and the kids in the corner facing the wall and everything you've been told about what that means if you were paying attention.
Yeah.
And then it's done, it's off, it's gone, and it's just left there in your mind to fucking play it and just go, oh shit.
They leave it to play out in your mind.
It's worth it. But you've got to pay attention. Like I say, it's not exactly sort of scary monsters running around. There's no pointless female nudity shower scenes and shit or whatever. It's not an 80s slasher movie or anything. So it's a totally different kind of movie. Imitated a lot since, but I think the payoff ultimately. I mean, it only works the once. I've tried rewatching it, and it's like I'll always appreciate what they did as a piece of art. You know, it stands. They did a cool thing, and they pulled it off. It worked. They made money. It was it's all good. As a piece of entertainment to rewatch over and over and over again, it doesn't work like that. But that first time, or the first time you pay attention. So if anyone wants to go back and pay attention this time with the lights off, by your fucking self, and get immersed in it, right? The first time you pay attention, the payoff's worth it.
Well, that's the thing. I think with films like that, though, going back to some of the horror films that Stuart's just mentioned, Blair Witch, and getting engrossed in the film, they just the atmospheric sort of things. They don't rely on showing you the things on the screen. It's cerebral, yeah. It's all in your mind, and the payoff for and that sort of the true ending to Blair Witch, it happens in your mind. You make your mind. How does it end?
Yeah.
You don't know. And a lot of the scary horror films are the things where you don't see anything. You just see the impact of something. Like The Shining always used to scare the hell out of me growing up. And you don't see a great deal up until sort of towards the end. You see the more and more sort of ghosts appear.
Yeah.
But Jack Torrance wandering around,
just bouncing
his ball or
just
having his little dum bits, and constantly the tone of when little Danny's on his tricycle going along the floor and it's carpet hardwood, and it's the sound. It's like it's terrifying.
It's unnerving, yeah.
And it's you're not showing anything terrifying like you do in some horror films nowadays, where it's the monster. I'm here.
You hold your arms and legs up, and your guts are everywhere.
Yeah, that's not
real.
It's like if I go out tonight and I turn the corner out my driveway and there's like this 7-foot motherfucker in a hockey mask, I'm gonna be like, all right, hey dude, evening, and just keep going. If I turn that corner and there's like 2 fucking 10-year-old blonde twins, I'm running back in the fucking house.
Yeah,
I'm straight back in the house, locking the door, pushing the fucking fridge in front of it, and I'm done. I'm gone. That's just not happening. You know.
Yeah.
So we up to date with much TV shit that's been causing a stir. Have you got stuck into Shogun? Have you done that? Is that something that?
No, we're waiting for it to finish, and then we're going to binge it.
Yeah, we're going to binge it when it's done. I have started Fallout.
Yeah, we're 3 episodes into that.
Yeah, that's. I'm loving that.
Really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's exactly what it said on the tin.
Yeah.
Well, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It definitely seems to capture the vibe of sort of like the.
I keep meaning to actually reinstall Fallout 4. I want to have another blast on it.
Next gen update apparently coming.
Oh, there you go then. I'll be having that.
So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised. I'm not sure. I mean, I've not, like I said, I'm about 3 episodes in, so I've not seen it to the end. I'm a little bit kind of befuddled why it's getting all the hype it's getting. Like, I'm enjoying it enough that I'm going to keep watching it to the end. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to think. Well, I've like played the games a lot, and it's its own story, like every game is. They're not really tied in. They're numbers, but they don't. And they kind of follow on chronologically. There is an actual timeline of this game is set after that game.
Yeah, but there's a grand narrative, but everything's interwoven, isn't it?
And they're often set like 100+ years apart from each other, so there's no real continuation, not too much of a callback to the previous one in each one you play, so you can always start again. So it's doing its own thing with the lore and everything, which is great and fine. I'm genuinely watching it though, just thinking, I feel like I'm enjoying it as someone who has played the games. I'm trying to think, someone who hadn't, why are they enjoying it so much? To be honest, I'm thinking like it's good, I'm enjoying it, but it's not, some things you just know, this is like going to be world beating, everybody's going to fucking love this. It's not something that strikes me as everybody's going to get on this. So I was watching it, I was thinking, yeah, the fans are going to let it slide. The differences are acceptable, and all the Easter eggs and all the imagery that's absolutely on the fucking money is more than enough to satisfy the fanboys. So, like, it's definitely going to work for the fans. But for me, I've watched, I'm not sure quite why it's getting the mainstream appeal. To be honest, I'm surprised.
I've got a bit of an idea, sort of call it a theory if you want, as to why non-Fallout players who are experienced with Fallout games have taken such a shine to it, and that is purely down to the charm of Fallout games. that is, I think, is faithfully transferred across. The sense of humour, the look, the feel, everything about it. That is a Fallout game unfolding in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
For me, like I was
saying it,
we were sat there watching it, thinking like we were looking at perks and thinking like he's got that perk. We know how that would
He's
work.
just used his
He just used bats and all that kind of stuff, and just I just think it's just what people have needed, kind of thing. It's got a sense of humour about it, but it's gritty and it's horrible, which it is. It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but there's also a very bit of there's a charming satirical sort ofness to it as well, which you can look at and just think it's just great. And I think it's the charm.
Amazon seems to be knocking them out of the park lately. All my favourite shows are currently on Amazon. I don't watch Netflix save for reruns. You know, Disney Plus. Yeah, I think we watch American Dad on that. But yeah, all my shows are now on Amazon, so they're doing something right, in my opinion.
I think they are. I always think with something like this, I always feel a little bad because I feel like it is the somewhat ironic sense. The Fallout TV show. What else was huge? One Piece. That just everybody, whether you gave a shit about the anime.
I really enjoyed that, and I've never seen
everybody loved One Piece.
Anime.
And
Good show.
A few other things. I feel like they very much though go from the MCU playbook. Like none of these shows happen if the MCU didn't happen.
Oh no,
you know,
there's a
like
case
that
for
thing
it.
that you're all like. There's this thing out there, the MCU, and everybody's hating on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're praising these shows that are incredibly MCU-like shows. And I'm just thinking, is it just like, have we just decided that now? Like people just go, oh, let's just the backlash. It was inevitable. It was going to come. They had a good run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if every film since Endgame was fucking Winter Soldier quality, right? Even in that parallel world, which I know us three would like to live in, but even in that world, there's a huge Marvel backlash because it's been like fucking 15 years, man. Move on, it's about time to watch something else. So
there has to be something
anything that's not Marvel is good. But we want to watch Marvel stuff because we've kind of been brainwashed and trained into that, and we did enjoy it. We secretly still do, but it's cooler to say that we don't. So let's find something that's similar so that we can like that, so we don't have to like the Marvel stuff, even though we actually do.
It's a pendulum, isn't it?
Of that going on.
Yeah. If you imagine a pendulum, it's Marvel have sort of increased in sort of popularity. They've peaked at this endgame moment, and the pendulum's now swinging back down, and they've hit the bottom, and the pendulum's going the opposite direction now.
Yeah.
And Marvel have got to try and stay on form and go ride it on the other side, but it's all hanging on the next couple of films as to whether they.
But obviously, they've hit something culturally that everybody wants, but then these other shows are now popping in and just giving you that little bit of more. When you're like the boys hit. I love that show now.
Mm-hmm.
It's superheroes, but it's so satirical of everything else.
Yeah.
It's not for kids. It's grim and it's horrible, but I love it.
But you look at something like Godzilla has had an insurgence recently, which I absolutely love because I want to see monster films. I want to see sci-fi. I'm looking forward to Planet of the Apes and what's that? Spider? Sting.
Sting.
Saw the trailer for Sting and looking forward to seeing that.
Just monster movies, horror, and just let somebody else have a go. Just take a step back a little bit and just
and. I think that saying that like the cream always rises.
I'd watch westerns.
Yeah, I'd watch Bone Tomahawk was a fantastic film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd watch some swords and fantasy and magic and dragons. I'd watch an Insurgency of that. I'd love fantasy movies to come back. Well, but like I say, I think the time will come where there will be an end to superhero films, or it'll be very rare. You'll get one maybe every couple of years.
It did before X-Men in the box office.
Yeah. I mean,
because it's got to go in a circle, because that's what happens. Things are popular, then they're not. Things are popular, then they're not. So it's just that I think
the thing is, almost every movie is a superhero movie. because there's a hero. There's just the standard.
There's only so many stories.
There's only like one or two stories that you can tell. Is that just the farm boy, just the average normal person that has some great destiny, whether you're Luke Skywalker, it's a superhero movie.
That's the Cinderella story, isn't it?
Superhero movie.
Yeah. Your rags to riches, it's Rocky, it's Cinderella,
Rocky,
it's like you say, Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
It's if you've been a vault dweller your entire life, and now you've got to nut up and survive in the wasteland.
Yeah,
superhero movie, TV show. So it's like
Indiana Jones.
Superhero. People talk about superhero fatigue, and all people are doing is they're taking the capes away, kind of a thing, and trying to disguise it as it's not a superhero. It's like whether it's The Last of Us or whether it's supposed to be a zombie movie or whatever, and people aren't realizing that still, like 90% of what's being made, like I said, they're not making psychological horrors. They're not making like heist movies particularly, or a really good fucking crime thriller, or they're not making Hand That Rocks the Cradle, or anything like that these days. Everything in one form or another essentially is still, the studios still can't get their head out of their ass and stop making superhero shit.
It's the dressing though, isn't it? It's you have the fundamental core storylines that are your heroes, your villains, your tropes and your archetypes and stereotypes, all that kind of stuff. But the cape superhero frosting, as it is, or as it were, kind of thing, that's what I'm getting tired of. You can give me the same stories, but just
sort that out for some Greek myth.
Yeah, Greek myths. Yeah,
some Odysseus.
Yeah, remake Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of the well, maybe not Clash of the Titans, because they tried that. They didn't quite get it. They weren't bad. They weren't bad movies, but again, going back to what we said at the start, it wasn't quite right for what I would have wanted. Someone might absolutely love those movies, but no. I love the Ray Harryhausen originals to that. Yeah, no, I didn't quite.
Did it?
Didn't do it justice.
Just quickly, we've hit the 5 o'clock mark, and I promised I wouldn't keep you too much past that. So just quickly, because we can't really go without mentioning two things: Joker, Folie à Deux, Joker 2.
I saw the trailer the other day.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll hold my judgment. Yeah, that's what I'll
the first one hit me for a stinger, because I'm not bothered. I'm not interested in a Joker only film. It's got nothing to do with anything. It's boring. I don't want to see it. It's a cash grab. Then watched it 3 times at the cinema.
The thing is,
because it was so good,
though, that it is a cash grab, because what it is, it's a psychological crime horror movie about this guy, this clown, this comedian, has this mental break. But nobody would go see it. You could make it pretty cheap, like they did. What was it, like 30, 50 million or something, like fucking peanuts, nothing. Paid Joaquin and the caterer, that's about it. Made this movie for fuck all. But nobody would have gone to see it unless you told people, unless you stick that DC label on it and call it Joker. You call it anything else. You call it, the death of comedy or something. Nobody goes.
Insomnia.
Nobody goes 3 times. Nobody goes 3 times to see Arthur Fleck the movie, right? It doesn't happen. So they needed to put that spin on it.
Yeah.
So it was really weird for me when it was out, because it was like, it's a Joker movie, but it's not Joker. Don't worry about it. It's not the Joker. That's why it's called Joker, not the Joker. That's hence the title is just Joker. So I was like, okay, so that's not. I haven't just witnessed like the origin story or some version of an origin story for the Joker, as I know the Joker. Right? It's not. It's its own thing, and I'm happy with that. It's well acted, well made, a great score. I'm good. Then they announced an inevitable sequel because it made a shit ton of money, and instantly kind of decide, all right, actually, he is the Joker, and he's going to meet Harley Quinn, and they're going to have a fucking toxic love story.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, so now I'm kind of like, I think she'll be a great version of Harley Quinn. I think they'll have a good chemistry together, and I think it'll be an incredibly watchable movie. But I'm kind of a bit pissy that they kind of cashed out. They kind of took the easy option of, oh, let's start making Joker, like a Jokerverse or something.
Yeah.
And bringing these Batman characters such as Harley Quinn, etc. When I was kind of happy to keep watching Arthur Fleck movies. You know?
Yeah. What frustrated me was, like I said, they kind of moved the goalposts, and they said it's not a Joker movie. It's not Joker. It's not Joker. It's like, oh, okay, right. I'm down with that. Yeah, it's fine. It's just something that's kind of parallel to it. Yeah. And now they've ate the words and gone, no, it is. And it's like, well, why didn't you say that to start with? If that's what you were kind of planning on doing, if it's just a case of this is now a cash grab because you think, well, we can cash in on people thinking it is now.
Yeah,
I don't like that, but I'm still looking forward to the movie because it's going to be interesting how it unfolds.
And we'll end on the high note. We can't leave without mentioning X-Men 97 now, can we?
La la la. I've not watched it yet. I love it. I'm binging it when it finishes. I love it.
Yeah, I will also be binging it when it finishes. I'm watching it every week. Every Saturday morning, I actually watch it.
Yeah. Good man.
The only way.
I get in from work. It's the first thing I put on.
Yeah.
Like running back from school to watch X-Men.
Well, again,
even though I think we were past school at the time when we actually came out of this country, weren't we?
But yeah, it's like believe the hype, kids. For my money, again, it's only personal taste.
Yeah,
but
I agree. Sure, there are people out there who hate it. There's always going to be people out there that hate on something, though, isn't there? No matter what, there's always them. But yeah, I've heard good things about it. From little bits that I have seen, I'm looking forward to it. But I want to, like I say, I want to binge it all in one go.
I know. I get some people. I was surprised. I thought that the X-Men, like 92, the original series, I thought it was like, universally adored as this epic thing. I've been quite surprised recently to find how many people that are into this shit, that are in our circle like this, didn't bother with it. Like, if they went back and watched it, I'd still say, go back, watch it. I think you'll like it. But that they didn't at the time. And they maybe watched a couple, and they didn't like the animation, thought it was trash, didn't get along with it for that, or maybe thought it was too serious, too political, too much talking, not enough action and shit, and just quickly tuned out, didn't bother with it. And I was like, oh, I just thought everybody.
It was key to me and Ian. That and Gargoyles were shows. And like Spider-Man on top of it. Yeah. Like Spider-Man, X-Men, and Gargoyles. They were our freaking shows of the 90s. But we were talking to someone the other day about it, and he said he never watched it because the intro put him about.
He didn't like the intro.
The intro was too intense for him, so he always turned it off.
So
we were like, what?
I'm pretty sure really? Men and women who put together that intro and take it as a compliment.
I think it's one of the best intros to any cartoon ever.
He was just like, no, it puts me about. I can't.
Too intense.
Too intense.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, like you said.
Thing I love about 97, the slight remixing of that theme tune and the intro animations is
all there.
Brilliant. It's same but different, and because it's got that 97, it's still all very 90s and shit. It must have been a real passion project. This isn't something this isn't a cash grab. No. This isn't something they've just slung out there because
there's stories and things they touched on so far.
Yeah, the X-Men have almost always made bank. I mean, not straight away back in the day, but like for some time now. For some time now, they've been a bankable property. This wasn't just they waited so long. This wasn't Kevin Feige going, just get some X-Men shit out there, they'll buy it. We need a win. Yeah. This was something they've thought about, took the time. They must have really God, imagine being in the writers' rooms as they all sat around bandying conversations about what storylines should we do and in
Well,
what
I
order, and
think,
maybe which characters we should use, which characters we should possibly move away
Mhm.
from, shit like that.
yeah.
Must have been
The fact,
intense because it already like what is it, 5 episodes, five
Yeah,
or
it's
six,
5 episodes. We're halfway
it's
through apparently. So
and like so much has happened, which we apparently can't talk about for another month or more.
I
Do you
look
know how many
forward
there's
to
going to be?
when it's all done.
I'm looking forward to watching it, but like you're saying now, it's not a cash grab. I just wanted to say that the fact that they've gone back to follow on from the original rather than just making a new X-Men
Yeah,
cartoon series and just saying, "Oh, this is modern X-Men." It's like, no, we've gone back to what we know you would love. If it was just a cash grab, they'd have just churned out any old X-Men. You know what I mean? But the fact that they've gone and said, no, we're following on from what we know you love. So to have the, pardon the language, but to have the balls to say we're following on from that, that means, yeah, you know what you're doing. And
yeah.
it's a bold risk, but they've obviously done it with passion, like I said. It's
It
people
seems to
that
be
should have been
working.
doing it. Yeah,
It seems to be working. It definitely seems to be a mainstream win, and we've said a few times. I guess Marvel they've needed one. I don't know how much X-Men '97 helps them. Man, I don't think they really need much help selling Wolverine Deadpool tickets. I think that movie's making bank. They're okay with that.
Yeah.
That's a given.
That's it.
That's the movie we've waited for.
That's going to break records, that movie.
Because everybody's wanted this for so long, and they've been like, "Oh, well, how about this? Do you like this? Do you want a yellow one?
Yeah.
Do you want a yellow one?
I don't want a yellow one.
Oh, do you want the red and black ones? No, well, they're back here. But you can give you another yellow one. I'll give you 3 yellow ones before this red and black one. And then when you get the red and black one, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I really like gummies.
Well
But,
then,
yeah.
I guess we'll wrap it up, shall we?
Oh, that's good up.
Which one indeed?
I'm really struggling to breathe as well, which is annoying.
Well, it's kind
of key that.
You need to breathe.
You need to be able to do that.
It's not overrated at all. Breathing's wonderful. My fucking nose hates me. I swear to God. The times when I've thought of like purposely just fucking Barry Allen in it straight into the nearest wall or something. I just want to. I think maybe if
It's
I'm
a good look with the Fallout series. Your whole nose, go for the ghoul look.
Like I'll just take a walk.
And Goggins pulled it off really well. I'm sure you could too.
Yeah, I'll just go for a walk,
Cowboy
find the
hat.
biggest guy I can.
Do you remember that guy?
On the night out and just go cunt.
Just as a closing thing from me, just for you to think about. Do you remember that guy a few years ago that made the sort of I say headlines, but it was more the Facebook rounds, where he tried to look like the Red Skull,
tattooed his eyes and everything.
So he tattooed all his face red and had his nose removed. He now looks like a ghoul from Fallout.
He might be getting work here.
Yeah, he should cash in on that. Buy yourself some cosplay stuff and go
50 quid a photo.
Yeah, 50 quid a photo at conventions.
That is a fantastic piece of casting as well.
Yes.
Because Walter Goggins, correct me if I'm wrong. They put makeup on him for the flashbacks, and when you see him as the ghoul, that's just Walton Goggins.
That's his real face.
It's like, as soon as it was announced, it just made perfect sense. I was like,
you knew that he's got
the
perfect face for it.
Yeah. It's such an expressive actor, though, isn't it? Sort of his features are not exaggerated, because that's a horrible thing to say, but just expressive. Just a very expressive face. In a different way of like Jim Carrey is, because obviously he's got an expressive face. I mean, all actors do, but very unique and sort of characterful.
It can work through
his
prosthetics. Eddie Murphy, for example, he's got a very
he can do it. Yeah,
but he's very similar. But Goggins is a really good character actor. Do you remember him in Sons of Anarchy?
Oh yes,
that's some casting that.
I was thinking. It was Walton Goggins that was in House of Thousand Corpses, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
he's
is
the
the deputy.
deputy, yeah.
I thought I was thinking about it the other day, thinking, am I remembering that right? That it was him?
He's a criminal in Predators as well.
Yes, he is. Yeah,
and just other, just in everything, somewhere.
Yeah, he's great.
He's always in backgrounds of some.
Is this generation as Steve Buscemi? Steve Buscemi always turned up in films saying, "I'm just going to play that odd character, just a bit out there." Yeah, Walton Goggins is the new one.
Well,
so,
this has been the
on that
Walton
note,
Goggins fan hour. But no, he's fantastic. So yeah, we'll wrap it up. We'll leave it there. We'll not make any decisions right now.
Yeah,
what we'll do next time.
We'll get in touch and we'll sort of next.
We'll come back when I've finished X-Men '97. When I finish that and binge that, we'll come back and we'll review that and talk about X-Men.
We certainly will. Right.
Awesome.
As the sun sets slowly in the west, kids, we'll bid you a fond farewell.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.
We love peace. Be out of a job with peace. Well, that was the Parker Brothers. That was the Defenders of the Earth. A whole bunch of other shit. I don't know if we spoiled anything for you, but we only talk about anything that's already been said that's official. Standings or whatever, like the Fantastic Forecastings, etc. So there you have it. I'm back next week, next Thursday, with your regularly scheduled Snitcast. I'll be with Variety Entertainment Promoters Gin and Tonic. That's going to be a whole bunch of entertainment and education for me, finding out exactly what they do, what they've got on offer. You won't want to miss that, particularly if you're an artist of genuinely any medium. If you're a unicycling bear, if you juggle haddock, if you're in a band, if whatever it is that you do, if you spin plates or something, I don't fucking know. But honestly, whatever you do, you might want to tune in because you might want to contact these boys and girls and get yourself on a show and get yourself some promotion and some exposure. So that'll be next Thursday on a regular Snitcast with Jing and Tonic. Until then, see ya.